We share our personal data every single day, often with just one click. But have you ever really paused to think about what happens to your information the moment you hit send?
Ah, that button. We see it all the time, right? I agree. We click it without a second thought. But what are we really agreeing to? Where does our information actually go? Who gets to use it? And maybe more importantly, who's making the rules?
Well, in Kenya, those aren't just some abstract questions. There's an official set of rules designed to do exactly that, to protect your information. Okay, so this right here, this is the official data sharing code. It might look a little dry, but think of it as the ultimate rulebook that tells every organization in Kenya exactly how they have to handle your personal info.
And its goal is actually pretty simple. It all boils down to one really powerful idea: making sure that anytime your data is shared, it's done safely, securely, and most of all, lawfully. It's basically your digital shield. So how does this all work in the real world? First things first, we've got to understand who the key players are in this whole process of handling your data.
See, the code lays out 3 main roles in the whole story of your data, and figuring out who's who is really the first step to getting back in control. All right, first up, and this is the most important one, the data subject. Guess who that is? That's you. Anytime your personal data, we're talking your name, your email, your phone number, your location, is being collected or used, you are the data subject. You are smack dab in the center of this story. Next up, we have the data controller. The best way to think about them is as the guardian of your information. This is the company or organization that first collects your data and gets to decide why they need it and how they're going to use it. They have the main responsibility. And finally, there's the data processor. You can call them the helper. So a lot of times, the data controller will bring in another company to handle specific jobs, like, say, storing the data on a cloud server or running some analysis on it. That other company is the data processor. They just follow the controller's instructions. Okay, so we know who's on the field. Now, what are the actual rules of the game? The code gets super specific about how data can be shared legally. For any data sharing to be on the up and up, 3 things are absolutely essential. First, there has to be a formal, written agreement. No handshake deals. Second, there needs to be a real, legitimate reason for sharing it, not just because they feel like it. And finally, both sides have a serious duty to keep that information secure through the whole process. But let's be real. Rules aren't always followed, are they? So what happens when a company steps out of line and breaks these rules? And this is where the code gets serious. It doesn't just, hope for the best. It clearly defines what happens when things go wrong. And what's so powerful is that this phrase, misuse of personal data, isn't just a vague idea. It's a specific offense pulled straight from the official document. So let's really break this down side by side. On one hand, you've got lawful sharing. Your data is used only for the specific, legit purpose they told you about. But on the other hand, you have misuse. Your data is used for something totally different, shared without your okay, or handled in a way you never agreed to. The code draws a very, very clear line in the sand. This all leads to maybe the most important part of this whole thing. This isn't just about a bunch of rules for companies. It's about giving power back to you. Yeah, at its heart, this code is way more than just a boring list of regulations for corporations. It's a charter of rights for you. It's all about putting you back in the driver's seat. So what are these rights? These are your fundamentals. You have the right to be told exactly how your data is being used. You have the right to get a copy of the data a company has on you. You have the right to fix it if it's wrong. And crucially, you have the right to object and just say no. When you boil it all down, it comes back to this one simple truth. We always hear that phrase, information is power. Well, what this code really does is put the power over your personal information back where it belongs, in your hands. So the next time you're online and your cursor is hovering over that I agree button, just pause for a second, because now you know the rules of the game. The only question left is, are you going to play it differently?